I created Esmeralda in 1995 or 96, and the idea was to make a parody on action movies and video games of that time. User appears in some surrealistic, absurd situations, and he has usually three choices to get out of this situation. The choices are also absurd or surrealistic. The problem is that user chooses a choice, but actually his choice doesn't change anything, because the links are made random. So if whatever user clicks, a random machine on the server decides in what situation we will fall now, what will happen now, how will the story continue for him. So he actually thinks that he's playing a game, but in fact he has absolutely no control over what's happening. In new media, user navigates through different menus, situations, interfaces, and creates his own path throughout the system, the software, the game, whatever. But in this case, actually the machine creates the path. User is absolutely passive. He just pulls the trigger to command machine to make the next move. As in most action movies, in Esmeralda there is a lot of violence, brutality, cynicism, erotic and unusual scenes, which are very typical for action movies. Throughout that popular culture is usually pretty simple and primitive. We don't realize it because it is usually packed in shiny forms. In cases like Esmeralda, we unveil this content, which is actually very simple and cynical and straightforward, and because the form is not so shiny and well designed, we actually realize the content, the meaning, which is pretty simple and stupid. Later I upgraded this concept to a new game called Megatronics. In Megatronics, I ask fellow artists to make their own scenes, their own choices, put them on their own servers, and so we made a game in which user traveled all over the servers in the world and chooses between even more scenes created by many different artists. And Megatronics was then the first net art projects in the world, which was sold to a gallery. New York Times wrote a big article about it. It was written about this event all around the world. One of possible choices which the random generator of Esmeralda uses is also this boom boom boom, you are shut down, and the game over screen. So user is killed and he can repeat his adventure if he wants. Esmeralda was for the first time publicly explained in Bauhaus, famous Bauhaus in Dessau in Germany.